There's something under the bed.
Okay, hello everyone out there. Welcome to another episode of There's Something Under the Bed podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Hernandez.
Marky.
And Obi.
We're all here again. So here we're going to be talking this episode about, we picked four films total, but we did two horror podcasts and two horrible movies. And then we'll talk about what we liked about them, what we didn't like about them, but we will also recommend whether or not we would watch this. We would recommend you guys to watch this or not. I don't know. I think all of the movies that were, even the ones we don't like, we'll be like, you should watch it at least once. But
I feel we'll take away some.
We'll take away some. We'll see. But
and just remember, this is all our opinion based. Just because we think these movies are horrible doesn't mean you guys do. And we are open to everything. So
we respect everyone and their wrong opinions about these movies. But yeah, for argument's sake, yeah, sure, you might think these are great movies and we think they're terrible movies. But yeah, of course we respect that wrong opinion, and we're going to keep going on.
And we would love to hear your opinions, too. So just let us know what you guys think about our picks.
Absolutely. Leave it in the comments,
Yeah.
And so I think we'll just start, we'll dive in right away. I did four films. I guess I'll start with my horrible. I chose The Happening. I had never seen this movie.
Okay.
This is going to be one of the ones where I feel like a bunch of people are going to disagree with me, but let's go with it. We'll see.
I feel like I'm always the black sheep in these situations. It's just not,
There are things about this movie that are good. There are things about this movie. John Leguizamo is a character in this movie. He plays like Mark Wahlberg's teacher, best friend, and they need to keep it a little ethnic. So John Leguizamo was perfect because it's like,
I feel like he's not even a main character like that, and that's how you introduce Mark Wahlberg, which is a main character.
Mark Wahlberg
You almost made him seem like a second character understudy.
According to my opinion, Mark Wahlberg is the second character. He's a third character, maybe fourth character. He's not the main character in my opinion. Because when I watch him, I'm like, let's get to John Leguizamo's part. This is just fodder, right? This him and his girlfriend. They're like, no, what's going on? Nothing. Give me space. I'm giving you space.
So
I'm asking how your day goes.
Literally only interested in about 30 minutes of the movie, give or take.
That's a 30? 26, 25. The problem I have with this movie, besides the miscasting, I don't think Mark Wahlberg was the right man for this role.
I also don't think Zoe Deschanel.
No. The two technical, according to Obi, the main characters, don't ask me, obviously they're not the main characters, but Mark Wahlberg and Zoe Deschanel, they're technically the main characters, and I'm like, get them off. Let's go back to like the B-side characters. They're more interesting. Like the two crazy teenagers that like go berserk on this. Like, let us in. We're helping this little girl. You douchebags, and they get blown away. I wanted to hear more about them. They sounded interesting. You know who didn't? The struggling couple, like, we just had tiramisu, baby. It's like, oh my, even the scandal is weak.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg's are really things. I feel like that's a real life situation. You could be having an end of the world moment, and you just found out your wife just cheated on you.
He found it before.
And you're still kind of thinking, in his head, he's almost like, should I continue to save this woman or dip? Like, that's a struggle.
My problem with it, to start, was that Mark Wahlberg plays the same type of character in every single movie he's ever been in.
He could be a cop, he could be a fireman, he could be a teacher, he could be a teacher.
So you know them all here? I have seen.
Oh, and that Final Custom. No, it is the same character. We just don't see that dark side.
It's like a banter.
It's called acting.
No, it's called he found his lane, a rapist.
Oh my god.
That's what he found. He's really good at telling women what they want, and he demands it. He's really good at that.
What is Mark Wahlberg? Dominant? Yeah, but you're making it sound like.
Oh, like I'm making it sound like I saw this movie where he did a really good job and he found a really good actor, and I'm worried about him. Yeah.
I think he played
in real life.
Not in real life.
Very well.
Maybe look racist in real life, but.
Oh, you're right. Let's focus on the race.
Okay, the happening. Okay.
Back to the happening.
I could not I rewatched a bunch of movies just to get them refreshed in my mind. That was the one that I refused to go back and rewatch because I did not like it at all. It did not like it.
So you see the wind push all the plants, and that's like the big bad coming. Yeah. But there's no spookiness to it. It's not scary. It's sad because you get to see all these people just kill themselves. Like, why? It's the plants, man. You gotta understand. And they start naming all these facts about plants. Like, did you know that plants have feelings? Did you know oh my god? It's like, no, I didn't know that, man. But continue.
They do.
And
am I not?
No, but you're not pulling me in with that. Like, don't teach me anything. Show me. They don't show. No, they teach.
The wind didn't show you enough.
The wind did not. It did what wind does. And it's like, guys, we gotta go. Did you see that? It's breeze.
To be fair, though, that's one thing I did like about the movie was the breezes. It seemed like it was a nice breeze.
It seemed relaxing, but I'm watching the movie.
I was not being caught in that breeze on a nice, hot day.
According to the rules, as long as you're putting out good vibes, you're safe.
Exactly. So we would be safe. I don't know about you, John. You're kind of giving a little hate against this movie, but
all right. So
I'm not clear that side. I know.
If we're in the middle of this breezy area and we start talking about this movie, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about everything else, I'm gonna be fine. Maybe, I don't know. What is bad happening over here? Also, again, Chris, my wife was saying every time they said happening, Drake, man, they really put it in that script a lot. They say happening a lot in that movie
because you can't name it. We don't know what's happening.
You love this movie? Okay, I don't even need to ask you.
Or do you like it?
Now, this is on my list, but I'm going to give you my reason when it's my turn. You know what I mean? So.
Well, we're going through this movie. I want to hear your opinion on that.
So I'm going to go. So this is actually on my horror.
Really?
Yes. See, for me, and maybe it's personally, things that could happen. And I've told you guys, my theory about the end of the world, the world is going to turn on us. And we don't even know. You know what I mean? And it being plans that we don't understand, turning on us, making us psychotic to the point where we're jumping off buildings. That's more reasonable than Godzilla or The Thing.
What I think is more reasonable was
lands. I think
tornadoes and hurricanes and earthquakes and volcanoes all happening at the same time. That's the happening. It's just a movie about a breeze making you kill yourself.
It's not about
interesting.
It's showing that the toxic or whatever
the toxins
coming out and onto you, and just there's nothing you can do. You can't run. You don't know when it's going to attack. You don't know what movement to do for it not to hurt you. So I think that's horror. That brings fear to me because it's reality. We're mute trees all the time. How many goddamn times do you see a strange thing monster coming up?
In real life?
In real life.
None. None.
I don't know.
But you're saying that we see...
It's more
you never know what stuff.
That terrifies me too. If there was a movie just about
a monster.
Oceans, that's
Cloverfield. Guys, come on.
Okay, so that's just my opinion. John Leguizamo's character is great. It's good acting. Mark Wahlberg, I know we're talking about could plants kill us? Yeah, sure. But if the heart wasn't in there, you can't tell me that Mark Wahlberg and Zoe Deschanel, they're giving it 100%. You can't tell me that. I didn't feel nothing. With those two characters bumble through the whole story, and they don't seem afraid at all. They do this and I'm but they don't seem afraid. They're acting, and it's I know they're acting, but they're supposed to make me forget that they're acting. They're supposed to make me feel oh man, if I was in this situation, what would I do?
They have to remain calm because any bad.
But they don't remain calm.
They are calm in a sense. You're looking for the scream, the fear, the oh my gosh, type of situation.
If I found out 100,000 people killed themselves, there would be screaming and fear. Yes, there would.
I would think about maybe my calmness is doing something right.
Sure. I mean, yeah, that's yeah. Maybe we would react differently.
Well, they had a kid with them, so they had
dialogue about the hot dogs, where it's like, you guys like hot dogs? Like, Mark Wahlberg was already I look at him like, what white trash are we hanging out with? Like, and I'm like, I like hot dogs. Like, what's this hot? It's like, you don't understand what they're made of. They really talk about hot dogs.
They didn't like hot dogs.
I don't like hot dogs.
To be fair, do you know what hot dogs?
Exactly. Have you seen a hot dog? What's in a hot dog?
I know about as much about hot dogs.
Knowing what's in it?
No. Yeah.
I mean, we know when we walk into the woods, and you guys are telling me that's dangerous to walk in the woods because the plants might get angry at me. So I roll that dice.
I'm on your side. I don't like this movie.
With someone else in this room that's like definitely pushing towards that narrative where plants
This
get
is
killed.
my horror. Like I said, my horror is like reality. You know, the things that I feel like I don't understand enough that could happen. I don't understand the world. I don't know how it moves. And like I said, I feel like tornadoes, tsunamis, all that, that's the world attacking us in its own way.
The problem is 70 years ago they came up with a movie called Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where plants were killing people. The problem is they did it creatively and not just.
They did do it creatively. I enjoyed that movie.
But that's how simple though.
It is. I agree though with that.
I like the I like the simple thought.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it. We've talked about, and we're not going to talk about it. We talked about It Follows. I like the idea of it. I'm not saying they shouldn't have made this movie. I think they just fumbled. M. Night likes to smell his own farts, and that's just how it goes. He thinks everything he says is intelligent. Everything he thinks is creative, and it's not. That's not true for everyone. It's true for everyone. But everything we say is going to be great and gold. And this guy just happened to have money and a career behind him that he made this movie. He even says it's a B movie. He said it's a B movie. It's like, this is just a B movie for all the old B movie fans. You know, it's like, yeah, I guess, but like, look at the budge. Why'd you spend all this money on a B movie? But
that's true.
That's just my opinion. Guys, do I recommend you guys watching this? Sure. It's hilarious. Watching Mark be like, we're fine. See, we're fine. We're just singing. He's trying to convince this man to let them in by singing.
That was actually a really good impression.
He
was trying to show him, like, I'm normal, like, not
normal people don't sing to strangers through the door. But it's fine. You know, they're dealing with a normal person, though. You're correct. They're dealing with someone who just shot 2 teenagers in cold blood. And it's like, you're going to show me a movie where it's just plants and breezes, and then you're going to show 2 teenagers get blown away.
But that's what the world will see.
It's beautiful. Yeah. But it doesn't go with this movie.
But that's what makes you scared is that's how people start changing and reacting when situations come to that. That's reality. Right. How people get so scared.
One old farmer shoots 2 teens. I really got the message. I got the message that people do crazy things. People do crazy things.
That's all I need to know.
Alright, we're moving on.
Okay.
I'm done with this movie.
Do we recommend this movie for people? Obi?
Yeah, I did watch it once.
I don't say watch any movie once before you give, like, you can't say you hate a movie without seeing it first. I say watch it and give us your opinion on it. I personally did not like it.
Listen, I couldn't stand it. I'm recommending you to watch it. That's got to mean something. Anyway, that's got to mean something. But let's go with my horror, which was Hatchet. I never heard of Hatchet till last October. I decided to watch it. My wife and my youngest went to a party, and my oldest was sick, so I stood home, and he was just laying on the couch watching YouTube. And I was like, what's this Hatchet about? What's going on over here? And I watched all 4 of them in the span of the day. And we're not going to talk about the sequels, but they're excellent. No, that's all we're going to say about it. But yeah, The Hatchet is excellent. I love that movie. It's got that homage to the 80s, but it's not, they didn't rip anything off. They do use the guy who played Jason Voorhees, Kane Hodder, and he's excellent in it. He's tall, he's bulky, he's excellent. I love it. It was something that was just an original thought, all practical effects. Love practical effects, especially in the slasher. I don't want to see CGI blood. I don't want to see CGI stabbings. I don't want none of that. But yeah, all practical effects. Loved it. I really can't point anything wrong with it. The runtime was excellent. It wasn't too, because they didn't know. It's like It's a story. It's a short movie, but they're not trying to make us go through all this backstory. Little backstory. What the hell's going on? We're screwed. Here's a guy with a face.
So I went into this movie having like it's probably gonna be really bad, and I loved it. Well, immediately I loved it because you have Robert Englund, who's Freddy Krueger. Candyman makes a appearance as well. The guy, his friend, the black guy in the movie.
Yeah.
He's in Scream 3.
Yes, he's hilarious. Oh, I don't know his name. I'm terrible. Because he's really good in the movie.
Funny.
And he doesn't die first. That's another thing I liked about Hatchet. The black guy does not die first.
Which he makes it all the way.
Thank you.
Close to that.
Listen, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you don't want spoilers, don't watch this right now.
He doesn't.
But if he makes it almost to the end, I thought he was going to survive.
I thought but see, that was what they did. They like made you love him and they made you fight for him. But yes, he did. Anyway.
Well, I mean, everybody like.
High body count. I love a movie that goes to a high body count. It's because they got stuck. They're on the bayou, and it's they trust this guy who's an Asian gentleman who has a southern like a bayou. Oh, come on now, folks, come down here. And it's like clearly it's an act. And then when that breaks, because things start getting serious, he goes to a racist Asian accent.
Yeah.
And then after everyone's like, "Hey, cut the bull, man. What are you really talking?" All right, man. I talk like this. All right, I'm just trying to do a little showmanship. It's going into this horror movie, and I'm loving it. I think it's funny. It's great. I mean, I can't. There's nothing negative I want to say.
The deaths were really brutal.
Brutal.
And
arms ripping out.
Yeah.
Heads
You said the
ripping
first
out.
one. You said there was 4.
There are 3 sequels. 4 total. 4 total.
Now, are they as good as the first one?
If you're asking me, I'm gonna say yes, they are.
Because I didn't like it, and I didn't really my time
They're
just because of like
it's so cheesy.
What did you like? What did you not like?
It's so cheesy. I don't. It's not cheesy. It's cheesy. It's not a good movie, but it's so bad that it's good, and that's why I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that they brought like characters from other when they weren't playing.
You'll see that. If anything, watch the sequels because they will also throw in other horror movie actors and actresses and play little big parts. The director he has a love for horror movies. He has a love for horror, and I don't know. You can see it because I'll give them what they want. It's not a great movie. It's an awesome movie. But yeah, it's a little hokey. It's a little cheesy, but it does it so right.
Right.
You feel the acting is for such a kind of like a B movie. The acting's excellent. You see real fear. Everything's fantastic about it. I love the practical effects. I don't know. I can't stop. I'm glowing about it. I love this movie.
I definitely enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's one of the greatest horror movies of all time. I definitely enjoyed it. I will watch the sequels because it was a fun movie. I thought it was fun.
It's fun. It's a fun movie.
You didn't have fun?
no.
Babe, you want to know what? Okay, I'm fine. No, I get. Oh, you didn't like it. There wasn't enough breezes in it. There wasn't enough plants
What was the
fluttering.
Bayou? Is that the bayou? You know what I mean? So no, I don't expect a lot of breeze there.
It was very humid. You could tell. It was almost sweating. Oh, that was honestly. I think that was one of the ones where I felt so bad for them. Not because they're getting their arms ripped off or they're being hatchets. It's so sweaty and muggy and humid.
And you're being killed out there.
That's a hell of a way to die. Sweaty.
It was such a weird, because they're walking, when they walk into this place or whatever, the guy's recording the girls. Or whatever. Because he's like,
It's a random set of characters.
It came out of
They have an old couple, and kind of a middle-aged pervert with the 2 girls that want to be famous. There's nothing wrong with that. And then 2 friends and this random quiet girl who definitely should have said something earlier, like, you guys shouldn't go on this. There's some
obviously she needed to go on it though to find her dad.
to find her dad and her brother, and I expect that, but she definitely should have said something. I would have said something. Not that they would have believed her, but still, die with a clear conscience. But okay, well, I recommend watching it. OB, so you're saying no? Still don't recommend
Don't
it?
waste your time. Watch the happening.
Okay.
I actually, you should watch it.
We should watch it. And then, do we want to switch over?
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll start with my first horror.
Horror.
I'll start with horror. I picked Hereditary.
Oh.
Yes. I said, sadly, I watched that with Nye. Yes. And she wanted me to rewind the part where the head, yeah.
Okay, it was very like I rewatched it at work, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have done it because I'm like watching it.
Yeah, I have to make sure it happened. Like, really? Like, no movie.
It comes out of nowhere.
It's still instantly like,
It's still the same as soon as it
get your ass back in the car.
Yeah.
You do it. I don't even let her stick her hand
As soon as it hits, I'm like, it's a.
and then he drives all the way home.
Well,
He
he's in
did.
shock.
That actor nailed it. He is just the way he's staring.
And then when he goes home, like, and he gets in his bed and he's just laying there all night, doesn't go.
I mean, I'm sorry.
All night.
That
and
is
then
what shock is.
that mom's
shock.
heartbreak over the death of his daughter, it broke me. I can't even imagine. Like,
It's
first of all, she's a really good actress.
the mom.
Yeah,
Oh man.
she
plays in a lot.
I have all their.
Tony Collette.
Yeah.
Just hit me out of the way. I didn't.
Like, I have all their names written down.
Tony Collette. Yeah, she's been acting for a minute too. She was in Sixth Sense. She was the mom. She was excellent in that as well. And then she was. I honestly I wrote it down. I think the acting from.
Everybody missed the whole time. At family dinner, like they're sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, this is a weird.
Well, there was always something you knew there was like some kind of backstory to the family because they always had a weird dynamic with each other. There was obviously like tension in the family.
Yeah.
And then you find out about it, like how obviously this movie is all about like mental health awareness and stuff like that.
See, look, I can agree because that's real.
Yeah,
That's real.
It's real. It's real. It's real. Up into the part where one of the son gets possessed by a demigod. It's totally real. It's all realism,
well,
right?
people worship the devil, and that's very real. What I don't know why this happens in movies, like where it's old people who are the ones who worship the devil. Like, think of Rosemary's Baby, one of the Paranormal Activities, and it's always old people who are worshiping the devil.
Get to that point where they don't want to die.
Why are they always naked?
Why there was naked? That's
Why are
been
they
a huge
naked?
ritual. That's the history of ritualistic thing. The Celtic, all that. It's all about nudity.
Exposed. You're giving your,
Don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of it visually, but I do respect the no shame in it.
Yeah.
There was not 1 ounce of shame in that treehouse. Not one bit. I definitely would have been like, guys, I'll get real close to it.
He's like, not one.
Real close to it. You know what?
Like, nobody was bashful in that.
With this movie, I think it was like the perfect amount of like jump scares too. Like the scene where he wakes up in the morning and his mom's like in the corner up against the wall.
Oh,
like,
that's it. No.
I just get so freaked out every single time. I love it. Or when like she does that weird tongue click. And then they keep hearing it throughout the film, even after she dies. I was like, this.
I love how they do it where the one girl approaches her like, you can. I spoke to my grandson. You can speak. It was hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
She's a grieving mom. She's going to at least try it. And that's a classic. That's almost a classic horror movie trope. Someone who loses someone and does almost anything to see them or to bring them back. That's been in tons of horror movies. But they did it in a. I don't know. I like the way they did it because it was so fresh.
Exactly.
Usually it's like something that happened like a while ago, but. No, I love
a haunting, like
exactly. This and I loved it. I thought it was a fresh approach to it.
I can agree.
Yeah, and I agree with what you said about the tensions. Like, there's a real tension between the family. That's real, and little do we know, like they're setting it up to that there's an outside problem that they need. They got family problems to deal with. Huge family problems to deal with, and they don't even know that they have real problems to deal with. Like, serious.
It makes it so much worse. Like.
Gabriel Byrne is in it. I love that guy. I've seen him in a lot of movies. He's been acting. He's the dad. He has that real, he has those eyes, man, and that dark black hair. I love that guy.
Sunken.
It's like you look at him. Oh man, go shit.
He's not sleepy.
I don't know.
He's not.
In real life, he's starting to be a priest. He's starting to be a priest. Then he's like, I can't waste these baby blues on the priest. I need to let the world see them, and he's been nailing it. He played End of Days. He was the embodiment of the devil.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent, and that he was in Ghost Ship. He was the captain. I love when he lets that Irish accent out. God, he's so dreamy. Anyway.
They had a really good cast of characters in this movie. They hit the mark with
They hit the mark. Great acting, great character. Excellent, excellent movie. I highly recommend it. It freaked me out.
Yeah.
It freaked me out.
Yeah, it was
Watch it again. And also, not only would I recommend watch it again because you miss things like I didn't see the mom up there for a minute. For a minute. I'm dumb. And it was dark, and I'm like looking at him, like, what's going on with him? I don't even see it. I thought it was this big spider, you know. And watch the movie, watch it. That's that excellent movie. Highly recommend.
All right, that was with your horrible.
That was good.
Yeah, that's a horrible.
My horrible is Prom Night, the remake.
I can agree with you that way.
Was it not the original was good? I'm not saying that. I do love Jamie Lee Curtis, but the original was not that good. No. But the remake.
Why remake not a? Like,
why would you remake that? Well, maybe make it better, but not good. It was Brittany Snow and Idris Elba's in it. He plays the detective.
He's excellent. He looks good in that.
He's always dreamy. Like, then you can watch him in better movies.
Yeah, way better movies. Way better shows.
You can watch him in better movies.
They changed the whole plot.
It's all changed. Yeah.
So, like in the original one, I think it's the
Three kids witness a crime. They push someone, they scare someone out a window, and they say it was an accident.
Yeah.
3 kids witness it. They take it. They take it to the stairs.
So that they come back for revenge.
On the senior year, then someone is acting revenge on this dead person's behalf, and you don't know who.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us the plot of the remake?
So it's a teacher who is obsessed with his student. He in the beginning he ends up killing her mom, dad, and brother. The mom right in front of her, he was hiding under the bed, and then he gets arrested, and then somehow breaks out of prison, and he finds her easily finds her again.
Easily finds. Well, you know what? Gosh darn Facebook. I mean, stop. I mean, it was 2007.
Darn Facebook.
And then it was 2007.
What's that? Right, with witness protection.
No,
she stayed
She was brutally murdered by a teacher.
I couldn't remember that. It's been a minute. I only watched once of that with the
They just put it with her aunt and uncle.
Yes.
In the same neighborhood.
In the same area.
Went to the same school. So you didn't even try to hide.
But she's 17, she's 16. I don't know her exact age of the character. It's at least 17, 18. Yeah.
And then
she didn't know what to do.
Like, he just goes and starts killing all these people. Obviously, he's only trying to get to Brittany Snow, but he's killing everybody in between, which is fine, I guess. But what is the point?
He's hanging out in their room, and just one by one, two of the couple's having a fight. The other one wants to have sex. The other one's tired. So everyone who comes in, it's like a spider web. There's prom night.
The only one who recognized him was her best friend. She recognized him, and when she ran to go and tell her, he caught her.
But my biggest problem with this movie is it's PG-13. You know how hard it is to do a horror film, let alone a slasher in PG-13. Yeah. But there's ghost movies. There's a couple of ghost movies that you could do PG-13. Hauntings, of course. You can get away with that. Yeah. How many people does he kill? How many teenagers does he kill? The film starts off with a family doing a murder.
Yeah.
And it's all these kids.
Like 9 times. Why wouldn't you like it though? You're like, he caught some bodies.
The part
you sad.
I love a high body count. If we're going to watch a horror movie, let's watch a horror movie. That's all I'm trying to say.
I feel like if it's going to be senseless killing, that makes sense for a Friday the 13th or a Halloween. It's senseless killings. He had one goal in mind, and that was just to get this girl. He could have done it without killing the fucking maid. Yeah. Shit like that.
Everyone. Literally, he could have done it without killing
how obsessed, That's how obsessed.
They don't show him obsessed with her. All this happens aftermath.
Yeah.
The first scene, you see her reacting to it, and then she wakes up. It was a dream the whole time, but it actually wasn't. It really happened, and it's they talk about it in passing, her teacher was upset. We don't get to see any of that happen. It's just
you wanted to see the backstory movie.
That's no build-up. You in the middle of this.
Build-up where it was
the build-up.
The teacher is obsessed with her for the whole beginning of the film, and prom night is at the end, and prom night is this is
that much. She wakes up,
and then so you're saying, let's build up. He's still alive. They're still out. The obsession starts.
Where's the
exploding? Where it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's another movie then. That's another movie.
It's a better movie. It's a better movie. It's a better movie, actually. It's like where's the wind up? Where's the slow burn? Where's the foreplay?
That's when he starts killing people, like mom, dad, boom, boom.
Everyone. He could literally kill.
Because he's like, I just want her. I'm going to take these people out, and I'm going to take her for my own. And it would have been a way better story. Way better story.
And then like the killer is this teacher who like he just shaves his head and wears a ball cap. That's how he's disguising himself. I'm sorry, he's not menacing. I think they picked him. It's 2007, filmed in 2006 probably. They picked him because he looked a little Middle Eastern. And at the time, people were scared of people that had darker
It'd be like
tones. But I noticed it went away because there was nothing else about him. Like, what was scary about this guy? Is it because he's darker than the rest of the cast? Wow, way to go.
He was a stalker.
And then you said you got the white blonde, blue-haired girl, right?
Yeah, see, there's a brown man that gave her the sweet white girl.
Personal life.
No, it's subtle. They put it in there, but they meant it for us to feel this way, and I don't respect it.
Okay.
Right. Do you recommend this movie?
Actually, don't even recommend watching it.
Watch the original. It's not great.
Between the two, watch the original.
Watch the original.
The original is not a great movie, but it's
fun.
It's fun.
There's nothing fun about this remake. There's nothing fun about this remake.
Horror,
Yeah, give me the horror. Give me your horror.
my horror, I would say The Crazies.
Classic.
The remake, though, I tried to watch the original. It's just not giving what it needs to give. Like, it's not as intense. But I think like it was not when I was watching it because I just watched that today, the remake, because I was like, you know what, maybe I should watch the original prior to it. And it was just not giving me what I need to. It's not really dark. It's a lot of lighted areas that they're in, whereas the remake, it's very dark. It starts to, like I said, what scares me is things that can actually happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know what the government's doing.
You never know what
you know what I mean?
doing.
So that's why that's up there. I don't know if you guys watched that before.
No, I saw the original actually first because it was just one of those things where I was going through the horror movies and I'm like, I saw The Crazies. I'd seen I never watched it, but I'm like, oh, there's Crazies. And then I found out it was a remake, so I'm like, well, let's watch the original first.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree. The original was a little hard, low budge for sure.
Very,
you could tell
it's
low
not
budge.
dry. It's very dry.
They had a good idea premise, and that's what you talked about trying to make Prom Night better.
Yeah.
Failed. The Crazies.
You had to check.
The Crazies. They had this great idea, like you said. The government has been experimenting on soldiers, people for a long time. So this is clearly.
So how the remake starts off, there's a plane that falls in, pollutes the water, starts to turn people. But there's this one part where the government stepped in, so they're separating the crazies versus the normal, however they're doing it, and then these people are strapped in the bed, and because they're considered crazy, but they haven't actually seen the symptoms. And then you have a crazy guy come in with a
pickaxe or something like
and
that.
then starts just
One at a time.
And that's beautiful. Because being strapped, and there's literally nothing to do about it. And you're watching these people just get sliced.
So I actually watched the remake, and I didn't know there was an original until, I don't know, this was a long time ago, but probably years after I watched the remake, and then I was like, I didn't know this was a remake. I thought this was the original movie, which I really liked it. I enjoyed that movie. The remake.
The remake, yeah. The original was actually called Codename Trixie. That was the original, then they changed it to The Crazies, because you hear them say The Crazies. No, you watched it.
You watched it.
Well, if you watch the thing, when they say about Ryan was watched it shows Trixie. It's just Codename Trixie. It doesn't show The Crazies. You went, huh? So I immediately thought what you guys just thought. But they mentioned The Crazies a bunch of time, and it is definitely The Crazies. They renamed it. But no, the remake was great. Timothy Olyphant is fantastic. Yeah. Love him as an actor. The acting all around was good. The deputy, how he's slowly struggling with his madness.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it borders on a little too sad. Because the ending is not the ending, but coming up to the ending, there is a revelation that is not a good revelation. And but I do like the ending because it leaves it's up to like it's ambiguous.
Yeah.
We don't know what's gonna happen. Doesn't look good. It's like sort of like that. Here we go again. Type of thing. But I don't mind that
But
because
it opens the door for
it opens the door for what? Hey,
Right.
The
they're not
crazy
done.
too, yeah.
They're not done.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't like when sometimes when it ends, it's just that's it. Sorry, everyone's dead. Go home. I like when it gives a little bit of hope.
What's that movie? A Quiet Place. Remember?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was going to be a second one coming up.
Yeah, I didn't.
It ended abruptly, and I'm like, oh, I guess they're just gonna leave it like that. That's a really good, yeah.
I know, you know what?
People that like, they're attractive, yeah, they're attractive. Both of them.
They're very, yeah.
I would back them as a package, not like individual.
talking about this.
Oh yes, we're gonna
Right.
talk about that. But
So Crazy's, yeah, excellent. Yeah.
I actually really like that movie.
Way better than the original. I mean, in saying that, I think they took a good.
that's my horror. No, that's my
That's your
horror.
horror.
Sorry, yeah, that's my horror. So my horrible is Urban Legends. All of them.
Wait!
We're gonna have problems.
Look,
We're
no,
gonna
okay,
start a fight.
this is how I see it.
You think all of them? Yep.
Listen.
This is my theory about the situation. Just like we said, like I don't think they should have like cast amazing. They have A-list actors now who are now
Heartthrobs, yeah.
but I don't think they were ready to make that in the 1990s. You know what I mean? Yeah.
1998.
I think because there's so many good urban legends, like now with more like CGI, more just technology has become more advanced, like they can make that better. You know what I mean? I just think it was not time to make those movies. And I think as I was, doing my little research about urban legends and stuff like that, they are remaking it. Yes. So.
Well, Hollywood's run out of ideas.
No,
I didn't mind Urban Legend. Like, I didn't think, again, like, I don't think it's a great movie. Like, it's not going to go down in one of the greatest horror movies of all time. But I think it's fun.
Love that movie.
I think it's fun.
You guys are watching the
this was fun.
But I think horror should be fun.
It should be fun, because if we're not having fun, then why do we love it so much?
Oh,
Why are we going back?
because I
It's
love
fun.
being scared.
I do.
I like being scared.
I'm so
I
rarely
like
scared.
being scared. I like
So rarely
having
scared.
fun. I like all of it.
Scaring myself. I turn off the lights and watch movies by myself to have that fear.
My couch, like, it's not up against a wall, so if I'm watching a horror movie, I have to turn myself sometimes to see it.
Yes,
Make me
scary.
happy.
Lex Luthor, the guy who plays Lex Luthor in Smallville's in it.
Yeah.
He has a podcast.
Even Mendes. No, yes, maybe.
Even Mendes was in the sequel.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she was in the first one.
Yeah, she's in the sequel. Michael Rosenbaum. Michael Rosenbaum plays Lex Luthor, and he's in it. He's great. He's like the
Like I said, it's not. It's not
Joshua
terrible,
Jackson.
but I think they could have done better. Now.
Oh, yeah.
They might, and they might not.
Because
Wait, is that the Robert England's in that too?
Yeah, Robert England is the professor. Yeah. See, I'm just saying.
it was just not ready for that time. Like now, 2023, 2024.
You have the great. I don't know. I thought it was great. You have the character of the security guard played by her character's name is Reese. She's obsessed with Foxy Brown. She's a strong black woman. She saves the day, and I like films that lift up
Yeah.
strong black women.
They could still have that. They could still have that.
I respect Obi's decision of saying, "No, cut that shit out." I respect that.
No, let's remake it. That's what I'm saying. Let's remake it.
But keep the character of Reese in.
Down for like remaking the movies is like
It's got to be, but it's similar but different also at the same time. You got to add something. You got to add a little spark to it.
yeah.
But okay, so that's your horrible. What do you recommend people to watch it?
Yeah, go ahead and watch it.
It's fun. It's good enough. It's good enough.
Fine. It's fine. That's what they keep using. Fine to watch.
It is fun.
It's a fun movie. They have a
They microwave a dog. They microwave a dog. That's kind of fun. And lots of screaming and running. And I honestly loved it. I loved it. But yeah, I'll agree 100%. It isn't the greatest movie.
No.
It's not even in the top 100, but it's worth a watch for sure. It's fun.
Definitely.
Especially to see all the actors, like, I didn't know Joshua, that's what I mean. My sister, we used to watch Dawson's Creek, so anything Joshua Jackson was in, we were checking it out.
love Joshua
Love
Jackson.
that guy.
I very much love him.
Well, guess what?
And we're going to talk about that.
All right, well, yeah, you know what? Something just hit me like a lightning bolt. I think we should stop right now. We're talking your ears off, but you know what? The good news is we have a whole bunch of other picks that we will be discussing in the actual very next episode.
Yeah, part 2 of this episode. So still leave it, like, tell us what you think about our first picks, and then
Definitely let us know what you watch, what you can take away from
Yeah.
it. Maybe something we missed,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, prove us wrong. You won't, but try. And yeah, we'll just go.
I'm pretty stoned, yeah.
Also, if you have any ideas for like any future episodes that you guys would like to hear us talk about, leave those recommendations for us.
And make the ideas more of like topics or discussions rather than just talking about a movie like, oh, you should check out this movie. We don't mind. We don't mind throwing out a good movie. We'll check it out.
so many out there.
We're trying to do this first handful of episodes where we're talking about the movies rather than diving deep in one particular episode. But yeah, we appreciate you guys listening again to another episode.
And we'll see you in part 2.